In this video, we are going to be able to simplify expressions using the order of operations. So, order of operations, you've heard this saying, PEMDAS. I call it GEMDAS, which is just the change of the first letter, which is G. PEMDAS means parentheses, but now that you're in high school, there's going to be a few more grouping symbols you need to use, so we worry about parentheses. There's also brackets. There's absolute value bars. And then there's also fraction bars. We clean up the top and then we clean up the bottom, or vice versa, but you have to do both before you use the fraction bar. Exponents, multiplication and division is just left to right, whatever happens first. And same thing for addition and subtraction, left to right. Whenever you need to pause the video to write anything down, just go ahead and do it and then join back in. Our first example is 36 divided by 9 minus 3 squared times 2. So I'm going to start with G, my grouping symbols. I have a set of parentheses, so I rewrite everything else. 9 minus 3 is 6 before I can move on. I clean up these parentheses, so now I'm going to look for exponents. I have a 6 squared. 6 squared is 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36, so I am going to rewrite the rest of the expression with 36 there instead. I now have division and multiplication. I always move left to right, so I'm going to start with the division here. 36 divided by 36 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Alright, in example 2, I notice I have parentheses on the top. The parentheses on the bottom is just multiplication. And I have a fraction bar, so I need to clean up the top. And I need to clean up the bottom. And then I can do the fraction. So 3 times 7 is super easy. That's just going to be 21. So my denominator is going to say 21. When I look at the top here, I have grouping symbols of parentheses. 12 plus 2 is 14. And then 6 times 14 is 84. And now 84 divided by 21, because a fraction bar is just division, is 4. In number 3, I have a fraction bar again, so I have to do both the top and the denominator. So if I look at the top first, negative 10 minus 6 is just negative 16. Negative 2 squared, since negative 2 is in parentheses, that means negative 2 times negative 2, which is a positive 4. Negative 16 divided by 4 is a negative 4. Example 4 looks just like example 3, except for my negative 2 is not in parentheses. So what that technically means is my 2 is squared, which gets me 4, and then I have that negative out front, which is going to get me a negative 4. Negative 16 divided by negative 4 is a positive 4. Alright, in example 5, I have absolute value bars, which are these bars right here. So that means I have to clean up that inside first, so let's rewrite the rest. 5 minus 3 squared. I have to do the 3 squared first, which is 9. So 5 minus 9. Continue cleaning up those absolute value bars. 5 minus 9 is negative 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is positive 4. So once I clean that up, those absolute value bars become parentheses. I have multiplication right here. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So now 4 minus 8 is negative 4. And that's my final answer. 6 is a little trickier. Take a second to write it down. I am going to start my order of operations. I have a grouping symbol of the fraction bar, so the bottom's going to be a little easier to clean up, so let's clean that up first. 2 cubed just means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's going to be my denominator. I'm going to rewrite my numerator here just to give us a little more room. I have a set of brackets, so I have to look inside the brackets first, and I have parentheses inside. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And now I stay inside those brackets. 6 divided by 2 is 3. These brackets here just mean multiplication, and multiplication definitely comes before subtraction. And 3 times 3 is 9. 27 minus 9 is 18. Alright, there's going to be some practice problems on your slideshow, so go ahead and get started on those. Ask any questions you have for me, and make sure if you're still confused, you attend some office hours.